Welcome back, guys. So today we're going to talk about the second C, confidence. We talked about conception before, and today I want to touch on a strong confidence, one of the 7 C's that I want you to think about when you start your coaching journey. A strong confidence that we can attain that goal that you have in mind. So coming from your conception of what you want, like your vivid vision, a goal that's been clearly imagined. And at that point, dream big, think big, and act big. So I'm not the most self-confident guy in the world. Like I never was, not in school, not in my youth, not on the national sports that I played. I was pretty decent at tennis, was pretty decent at soccer, was pretty decent at exercising, was pretty decent at a couple of stuff, but nothing like super outrageous or humongous. So I had a lot of troubles in corporate business, in my corporate business jobs, and then becoming self-employed, opening up a gym, to understand what self-confidence or self-esteem and even self-awareness, what that feels like. So the question is, everybody needs a strong confidence. You who's going to start their own little side business or just a coaching journey, how can you build up strong confidence? Which is, I think, viable for you to survive, not only in your business, but also in literally every single part of your life. I think the first question you need to ask yourself is, which business are you in? Are you into fitness or are you into coaching? I think there's a major difference. Us coaches, we see ourselves as we're trying to bring people to get a healthier lifestyle, to train you regularly, to take care of your nutrition, etc. Fitness, but that's not the way people from the outside see fitness. They see fitness as outsourcing, literally outsourcing a problem. And I couldn't disagree more. We are not lawyers. We're not butchers. We're not carpenters. So typically, this is how it works. You want to outsource a problem. Let's say someone sued a file against you. You go to a lawyer, you outsource the problem, you pay them a lot of money, and hopefully you're going to end up winning that case, that file. And I think that's a perception a lot of people have about fitness. Like, I want to get in shape, I want to lose some weight, I want to grow my biceps or my booty, whatever it is, and I'm gonna join a gym or even take like personal training sessions and pay a shitload of money for it, and then I'm gonna solve the problem for you. This is not only the wrong perception, this is also not working, and I'm gonna come back to this in a second. So the real question is, which business are you in? Do you want to offer fitness or do you want to offer coaching? What is coaching? Coaching is, in the starting phase, it's babysitting, period. Just imagine you wanting to start a podcast, right? Like I did recently. And I'm probably the least tech guy, the least, not technically not interested, but just I don't want to spend too much time figuring out which microphone to buy, etc. So I needed a babysitter, period. That's what I'm paying for. Like, I'm paying you, Tyler, to babysit me throughout the process. And then at some point I get creative, I can talk and I can work on ideas, blah, 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 blah. But the starting phase, and for a podcast, call it whatever, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, there needs to be like somebody you can ask questions, like on a daily basis, stupid stuff. I even got an email or a Google Doc, literally with Amazon links in it. So I knew what stuff to order, and I almost screwed it up, right? Going back to training, I think that's the work that nobody wants to do with their prospects or with their actual clients, the babysitting. Accepting somewhat dumb questions, and they're not really dumb questions because that's the level of questions that person at that moment is able to ask. Same with me. If I ask somebody like a podcast pro questions about podcasting, he or she would probably think like, that's a pretty dumb question. But for me, I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm exactly at that level of the question. So bear with me. This is what you coaches out there need to adapt to, other than you training Olympic athletes all the time. And even then, there's a lot of like simple questions being asked, and that's okay. Because first and foremost, it's about coaching the human in front of you, coaching stories, creating feelings, creating memories around training, because that's how we connect together as human beings. Fitness is just, all right, we're going to join a class, you're going to do 3 reps of ABCD, you're going to do 5 sets, you're going to sweat for 45 minutes. You're probably going to feel good at the end because you've accomplished something, but the deep level of satisfaction is never going to happen. So before you start coaching, ask yourself, which business do you want to be in? Is it fitness or is it coaching? Coaching is a lot about accountability. Coaching is a lot about deeply caring on a daily level, on a human level, interacting with that person in front of you. And man, this is a lot of work. The challenge we've created over the last weeks and months, this is not easy to handle. There's like 100 people texting, asking questions, calling, video calls. You gotta prep videos, etc. But the challenge being a challenge, literally for us, also shows me that this is gonna work, because it is a lot of work. So if you get into, or if you think about getting into the business of fitness or coaching, that's on you. You need to decide in between. Yes, you can make a quick buck, like pretty quickly and pretty easily, but just opening up a training group, and you can probably get to a couple of $100 or euros really, really fast. But as in training, you might hit a plateau. You might stagnate and you don't know what to do next. And the next step will require a lot of work, personal attention, will require you reaching out, prepping, whatever it is, prepping daily challenges, habit changes, etc., because otherwise, either nutrition counseling or fitness counseling, in a sense of here's the theoretical framework, do this and it's going to work, would work, but it's not, right? Maybe on a physical level sometimes, but very rarely on an emotional and personal level and a mental level. And that's what I want to encourage you, because I think it's the most satisfying feeling out there. So I read a beautiful book about innovation from Matt Ridley, and he explains, and I think this is very, very, very usable for us coaches, the difference between invention and innovation. There's rarely like truly groundbreaking inventions anymore, right? All right, from time to time, there's going to be, I don't know, a new battery system, a new whatever. Like somebody discovers something that has never been found before. That is very, very rare. Innovation is literally stacking stuff on top that has been done, proved, or a combination thereof that has never been tried before. So I struggle a lot with thinking about, okay, I need to literally invent a new training system or invent like a new training methodology. But at the end of the day, speaking about our challenge, the Get Correctly Challenge, we're just combining really cool stuff together. And then thinking about the episode we did on the clear conception, you're going to add your culture, your personal scheme, your personal preferences, your way of communicating, your way of coaching into that whole equation. And all of a sudden, you'll be successful. Well, obviously, it's not going to be all of a sudden and not from one day to the other. But if you stack smart ideas on top of each other, add and sprinkle in, season it with your personality, whatever that means, you're going to be successful in the long run. And from my experience, the clearer, the sharper your way of communicating and your own personality and actually finding your own personality, the sharper you are with this, the easier it would be to implement that in the product, in the service you're going to offer. Because at the end of the day, it is about sales. It is about selling something because you want to charge money for it. So you got to be very on point in knowing how you want to do it and actually which business you want to run. Last thought of this episode is we're all limited by our beliefs, right? Self-limiting beliefs, self-restriction, etc. And when you think about starting a coaching business, and we're going to run you through all of it, like step by step, because it's working. It's a proven concept. You're gonna talk to yourself a lot and be like, okay, I cannot do this. Like, why should I charge X and Y? Why do I have to do this? I'm not good enough yet. Crush those false beliefs. Trust me. No one cares about you. Everybody cares way less about you than you would think. Show a lot of empathy. Show a lot of gratitude. Show a lot of joy in giving people, giving, and expecting nothing in return. Because then you can't be disappointed, right? And at the end of the day, coaching is about truly wanting to help people. And if you do your job and the person's not reflecting on it, as in not cherishing your offer or the level of empathy, well, then just move on. Find somebody else that you want to train. So think about whenever I'm launching a new project, I'm always asking me the question of why wouldn't someone buy my offer? And I think about it. And I try to eliminate every single hurdle that's going to be in there. And I'm trying to eliminate with project steps. And at the end of the day, it comes down to why not? Like, this is awesome. This is something that has never been done before. And if you put a lot of thoughts and heart into it and hard work, it will work. There's no way around it. If it's not working, you're not following the steps, or trying to make the quick buck, try to cut the corner. And obviously, this is never ever going to work. Problem is, it might even work for a couple of years, maybe even decades, but you will never feel that emotional happiness that you were actually looking for, because your passion is coaching. Your passion is coaching. So express that, communicate, find a way to communicate. Like, what's your creative outlet? For me, it's audio. I love talking to people. I love being even on video, like, but I cannot write, like, zero. More than 3 sentences or 5 sentences. There's no way I can do it. I wanted to start this journey for you coaches as like a written down, or like a structural written process, almost like in a book form. And I've started this probably 27 times. Came to like day 3 or episode 3, and I was like, no, I can't, like, I don't know, I cannot think when I write. I start thinking when I can talk, I process when I talk. So takeaway is, find a way to communicate. How do you want to communicate? Maybe it's audio, maybe it's video, maybe you're a great writer, whatever it is. So find your outlet and go for it. The less obvious, the less that channel is going to be used, the more successful you're going to get. So build up some confidence. Think about which business you want to be in. Is it fitness or is it coaching? Crush your false beliefs, crush your self-limiting beliefs, and find a way to communicate. Talk to people about what you want to do. If you sound like, and that's very, very common, because I've been there for years, if you sound like everybody else in your industry, chances are you're not going to sell your product. You're not going to sell your service. So what defines you? What defines you? I'm not talking about equipment. I'm talking about your personality, your way of communicating, and your way of working with people. So give it a shot.